Toads, we're useless. Luigi and Yoshi crash and land right next to them. This distracts Mario for a whole 7 seconds, which is enough for Peach to get captured. Oh, for fuck's sake. Mario fights Bowser, Luigi fights Bowser Jr., and Yoshi fights Boshi. After that, the shroom's mothership sucks Peach off and the wait. Fuck. Luigi being angry at Mario because he jumped Princess Shroom. Fuck. After drawing so much in the early episode and completely wearing the floor, the gang goes to red. Oh shit, a good looking Mario? And it's animated? What? I must cope with this. I really like the slice of life moments in HOTS. It makes the world and characters feel more grounded. Like, you don't have these moments in SMBHOTS. And that's the fine guys, put the pitchforks down. It wouldn't make sense to include this in there too. Tone and pace are way too different. At some point, Toad rightfully asks how they will proceed in order to defeat the troops. Mario says they'll do so by finding the Star Spirits. A callback to episode 1 where Peach informed about that. However, they don't know where they are or how to get them. Additionally, the knowledge on the... Wait, I forgot to say the title of the episode. Shit. Episode 5. The Mystery is Revealed. Meet the Star Spirit. Man, this title is getting longer. Anyway, additionally, their knowledge on the shrooms is non-existent. As far as they know, they just got followed by something that looks like purple COVID. They will need some intel. So, they just go to a library to study about entities. That's why That's right guys, studying, aka the worst activity ever, exists in HOTS. At least they did it voluntarily. Like me. I gotta say that the following montage is kinda funny, but for the wrong reasons. The almighty Koopa King himself searches for a bunch of books alongside his arch nemesis. Bowser goes from I want to kill Mario! To I really don't want to join Mario! And then to alright, where's that fucking book? And they do eventually find them. Although I don't think the exposition was handled well here. For the Shrooms book, we got a huge text wall, and I mean a huge one, goddamn, explaining their backstory. And should I read all this?
Shrooms, they're purple blah 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 blah.
It's similar to Sonic Forces. The immersion was not existent in that game because important events such as Eggman conquering the world or the double flashback in Shadow's DLC were both explained to a bunch of text. Even fucking Sonic Chronicles the Black Air Force Brotherhood had better exposition segments. It's a better game too, but we're not ready to talk about that. The Star Spirits book is a lot more tolerable, also because it's way smaller. It's literally that meme but without making sense. I'm not that mad at this particular scene, just add visual montages and start relying on a bunch of words to get the job done. It's a way more efficient method to get the audience invested in the exposition that's being given. Well, at least the music fits. The team learns that the Star Spirits can be found in Starhaven, so they just go there. Unfortunately, it's discovered that they've been captured by Princess Shroom's top minions, who are scattered throughout the world and the moon. Damn, that was fast. Thus, Act 2 of the series kicks off. A journey to recover the Star Spirits to defeat the Dark Star and save Princess Peach. Mario has a totally coordinated speech on how they're gonna save the universe, and this time, they aren't just ordinary heroes. No, they're more. They are heroes of the stars. Big fiction right there, holy shit, well, move over SMBHOTS. This episode was great in terms of setting up the events of the series. It essentially laid down the groundwork for how the entire Act 2 would go, an arc for each Star Spirit. This might sound repetitive, but if done well, it can stand out. I mean, the 4 previous episodes have. World building was also expanded upon. In the previous 4 episodes, locations were minuscule. In episode 1, it was a glance at Toad Town, it was Peach's castle, and then a bunch of grass, which you should touch by the way. In episode 2, it was also a bunch of grass. In episode 3, it's Bowser's castle, and then episode 4, it's Peach's castle again. In episode 5, however, we went from a restaurant to a library, a Star Haven, and finally, a glance at all the locations the heroes will go through in the future. It's kinda hype, not gonna lie. Episode 6. The Galactic Journey Begins, Gumboss's Rage, and Episode 7, Showdown in Gumboss's Fortress, Eldstar, the first Star Spirit. Bro, are you serious right now? These are sentences. Now, I feel that it would be easier if I put these 2 episodes together because 6 and 7 essentially consist of the first arc, and it's better organized that way. We start off with the heroes buying power-ups for their trip to Gumboss's Fortress, the location of the first Star Spirit. Wait, They bought 2 fire flowers but used 3.
This is actually a huge plot hole in the series and it completely destroys what the episode are going for. Unwatchable garbage if I do say so myself.
Finally, they take off. You get a montage of their journey. All I can say about it is that it's harmless, inoffensive fun, and I can pretty much tell that was the objective here. Okay, I do have something to point out because I thought it was actually funny. At some point, there's a cliff that's preventing the crew from reaching the other side. Luigi goes to the inside of that cliff to build a pipe. He has a real hard time in there, but the man still finishes it. Although, when he emerges from the other side, the crew is already there, meaning the whole thing was pointless and he just wasted a fire flower. And then he just shrugs it off like, we are not talking about this. Stuff like this is why this man is my goat, okay? In the middle of their trip, they get ambushed by Junior Trooper. What is this fetus doing, bro? He's trying to beef for no reason, thinking he's able to solo all the main characters. Bro thinks it's him. So yeah, he gets demolished. Don't know what the point of that was. I suppose it could be like an obstacle during that journey. If so, yeah, that makes sense. It was more like a speed bump though. On a more serious note, and I'm gonna go on a tangent here, this was something that I should have pointed out right in the beginning of the retrospective, but I suppose it fits here too. Do you recognize this frame? I hope the majority of the answers is yes, because this frame was the thumbnail for episode 6 part 1, which ended up being the most watched Heroes of Stars episode ever, with around 6 million views, and that was just the part. Part 2 at 3.1 million and part 3 at 1.4 million. Putting all parts together, it's safe to say that episode 6 as a whole reached 10 million views. That's SMBC levels of popularity right there. There was some point between 2013 and 2014, Heroes of Stars was as popular as SMBC. That is a crazy feat and one to be proud of. Although, why am I suddenly pointing out all of this and why am I speaking in past tense? Because folks, these videos do not exist anymore. On the 22nd of February 2023, the channel of the Heroes of Stars creator, Asylus Goji91 Studios, got hacked by a Tesla dick rider, and YouTube, being YouTube, instead of fixing the issue and giving the channel back to Asylus, it just terminated all of it, with no chance of recuperation. On that day, all of Asylus' hard work had just disappeared, along with 120,000 subscribers. I do not want to imagine what the man went through, losing his entire channel overnight. He eventually created a new one, but he couldn't possibly hope to reach the levels his previous one had. It took years to build that up. Long gone are the episodes that millions of people watched. So I ask of you, the viewer, if you aren't already subscribed to him, please do. It's the least you can do. I have criticized some of his episodes, sure, but he's a person with the heart in the right place. For example, when he and Smasher sent 2 copyright strikes to my channel, almost killing it, your channel is terminated if you get 3, I'll talk to one of his friends on Discord saying that my videos fell under fair use and they weren't meant to insult the creator himself. Asylus removed the strike. While I'll never personally talk to him, if he is watching, I'll just say, thank you. I didn't mention it in the beginning, but this was another reason that led me to make this retrospective, as a form of respect, and to make people remember that yes, this series did exist, and it still does. As of now, he is rebooting the series yet again, and while I'm personally against it, I find it commendable that he still wants to work on the series and his other projects. That takes a lot of willpower, and I always respect Asylus for that. Finally, the team reaches their destination, Goomba's Fortress. It's here that they meet their first ally, Tony Goomba. Asylus has a friend whose internet name is Tough Tony, and I'm like 87% sure that this Goomba was crafted with him in mind. If so, kinda cool. The crew hatches out a plan. While Luigi and Yoshi infiltrate the base to retrieve the Star Spirit, Mario and Bowser divert Goomba's attention on the outside. Meanwhile, however, Goomba finds out that Tony has been spying on his throne room, where he is harboring his Star Spirit. As is about to set Tony for execution due to his betrayal, Luigi comes to his rescue. Nice. Yoshi joins his side, he turns into Fire Luigi and starts to roast some toasted Goombas. They get inside of the fortress along with Tony. Goomboss notices this, but he gets ambushed by Mario and Bowser from behind. Man, I love strategy. I don't want to go on detail on the skirmishes, but basically Goomboss has this power, Iron Body, which is clearly a One Piece reference, and triumphs in the first round, going after Luigi, Yoshi, and Tony next. I'm doubting the win cause Mario and Bowser got up almost immediately, so kinda weird. Moving on to episode 7, Mario figures out how to counter Iron Body, which is hammering his crotch. Okay Mario, I see your game. I actually find this a neat fight progression. Even if it's really minimal, it makes the clash not be just mindless punches and kicks. Goomboss eventually loses. Yeah, it's to be expected, but I don't care. If I have to get my thoughts on the fight overall though, it was good. It had a decent pace, it had some creative shots and ideas, it had original choreography, and most importantly, it got plagiarized by Smash Unity in its cancelled GT series. That's how you know this whole setting and fight was good, because it got completely copied by someone else. Hold on, is that gore? You know, this is actually pretty tame compared to this. Man, this guy just botches everything, doesn't he? Goomboss reveals his backstory. It's here that we learn that he was the first ever Goomba that was present in Bowser's army, although he was a weak one, so Bowser cast him out. From this point onwards, this Goomba wanted to get stronger to prove himself to Bowser as a form of revenge. So, when Princess Shrew defeated the heroes, the Goomba wasted no time in trying to obtain power to the Dark Star, turning him into that villain that we all know and love that gets pissed when some eggs are thrown at him. I can imagine all the villains behind him being in line, waiting to get their own Star Spirit. It was a really short amount of time, guys. While this is not explicit, I think Bowser realizes that all Goomboss wanted was to prove his worth in terms of his strength, because he pretty much accepts him back into his own army, playing it to his redemption from episode 4, which is a nice touch. And so, the heroes finally obtain the first Star Spirit, L-Star. The rest of episode 7 is Peach's path during all this time. It's here that we get introduced to a new character, General Shrews. Sick design, by the way. This whole section of the episode provides a much needed context on what's happening on the Shrews side. But it's kinda just Princess Shrew reacting to Mario and Cole getting the first Star Spirit and then sending the X-Nauts to hijack their journey for the second one. It's nothing special really, and I think it drags a bit. It's serviceable. Episode 8. Bowser Jr.'s separation story, crashing on Yoshi's Island. That's better. Out of all the episodes that I've covered so far, I'd say that this is the simplest one. The focus shifts to the other 4 characters that were launched by the Dark Star's attack: Wario, Waluigi, Boshi, and Bowser Jr., who land on Yoshi's Island. At first, the local Yoshis are hostile, but upon seeing Boshi, one of their kind, they turn friendly. This peace does not last long, as the Shrews launch an attack to conquer the island, prompting the anti-heroes to defend it, and they do so, defeating the invaders. The Yoshi tribe reward them with a feast, and they take off by boat. That's it. That's the episode. Although, just because it's the simplest doesn't mean it's bad. I'd say that this is actually the most unique Heroes of Stars chapter yet. First off, name me a Sprite episode that covers other characters that aren't the main protagonists for an entire episode without it being filler. That's right, you can. From episode 3 to 7, the narrative followed the adventures of the 4 main characters. In episode 8, however, that narrative is twisted to focus on the other 4, meaning the premise alone was already great here because it was fresh. Secondly, just like with Bowser, these anti-heroes turn into heroes, by successfully saving the Yoshis from their Shrew oppression. It's character development and you love to see it. Trust me when I say this, that it doesn't happen very often in Sprite series. For the most part, both the heroes and the villains are these cardboard characters that are either devoid of development and emotion or are either completely irrelevant in the story. It's either one or the other or both, but never none. Which shouldn't definitely be the case if you're writing the story that's meant to entertain. Fights are not all there is to it. It's not even only the fans that get it wrong, but official products too. One look at Sonic Prime and you'll see what I mean. People appreciated the Amy's because they got their respective arc. Meanwhile, Sonic is this dumbass who's sure to learn from the first mistake and make things up, but he continues to not really care. For Prime itself, it's incredible how this is the Sonic show with the best animation, yet the fights are the most boring ones. There's a lack of depth in them. They occupy 80% of the screen time. Season 3 had like 30 minutes of actual plot and I'm not even joking. Anyway, episode 8 is good. These first 8 episodes of Heroes of Stars mean a lot to me. They were a part of my childhood and probably the childhoods of thousands of other people. These episodes aren't perfect. Episode 1 is too generic, Episode 4 created some plot holes, and Episode 7 had a forgettable last session. But damn man, was this a good series still. We saw Bowser struggle, and cheer for him when he changed sides. We got Luigi not being a total loser all the time. We got character development, we got a sense of progression. We got a series whose story is not complete garbage. However, it does not end here. Episodes 9, 10 and 11 still await my detailed analysis. But if you watch my videos on those episodes or by simply looking at the title of the video, the quality in the series took a massive drop from here on out. In the next and final part of the retrospective, I'll delve into the last 3 animated Heroes of Stars episodes, including the DeviantArt stuff as well, yes, encapsulating it all under the title of What Happened.